Most beginner scalpers enter after the fast move has already happened, chasing the price. I will show you how this setup with a 9 EMA flipping through the regular session VWAP can print you money, as this example. In this video I will build the full framework on TradingView, show you long, short and generally the last trading session on Nasdaq and Gold futures, how this crossover with some confluence can help you. By the end you will have 4 questions that tell you whether a reversion scalp has room to work. First, this is not a strategy that shorts every move above VWAP or buys every move below it. VWAP is our visual reference of where the regular session has traded its volume on average. I use the 9 EMA, the blue line, to smooth the most recent price action and make a change in direction easier to see, as you can see here for example. When the EMA crosses the VWAP, I am not claiming the indicator predicts the future. The cross tells me that recent price has moved from the one side of a session value to the other side of the session value. That gives me a directional bias to evaluate. The difference matters because a cross can happen in a clean rotation with plenty of room, like the example we see here. We have room of 185 points in Nasdaq, which is a lot, or it can happen 5 times inside a tiny range where commissions and slippage can eat your entire idea. We will see again, as I told you, the charts on Nasdaq. This is the first example we are going to analyze. So the first thing, the number one, is that we need to ask if the market created enough room, enough range for a scalp to move and have even further. This is the first question. The second question is, has the 9 EMA crossed the regular trading hours VWAP in the direction I want to trade? In our case, yes. Third question, do I have a retest or a same direction displacement candle, which is this indicator here, instead of randomly chasing the trade? For example, I could have entered at here, for example, making the stop loss too large, targeting too much. It could work, as you can see, but you need larger targets, less risk to reward ratio. And lastly, is there logical invalidation and enough space to the target? So here, all this can be an invalidation. I would consider the biggest invalidation here, but to be safe, I would add, most of the times I add under the candle or the recent low or below the VWAP, which is my quickest exits, as I want my entries to run to up to 3 risk to reward ratio. We will see scenarios in a bit. So let's sum it up. The blue line is the exponential moving average through the whole session, even the extended trading hours. And the VWAP, this light red line, is plotted only for the regular trading hours. And this is a custom indicator for displacement candles, which is a pattern based on candles that I have created a custom indicator. This indicator is optional. You don't really need it. So this was today. Let's go to yesterday. 9:30 the market open. We went down. Here we had the flip, but the flip is towards the trend, but we are looking for reversals here. So the first reversal came here on this candle. Okay, so we are waiting either a retest, which can be considered on this on this 9 EMA, or on this displacement candle. So this would be our trade, and we could target the open, which is 2.5. It reaches 3 risk to reward, as I told you sometimes, and we didn't have any other trade that day. Let's go to Thursday. Here is a range day, which is 160 points. The market moved too much, so I would have skipped it. But let's check what happened here. The 9 EMA is below the VWAP a lot of time. Here it crossed. Let me mark that. Here it crossed on the green candle. But yeah, you don't have too much, you don't have room to go upwards. Okay. You could trade it, let's say, to trade higher, but we're trading the regular hours, which, yeah, you don't have too much room to the high. But then immediately the next candle afterwards, it went below and crossed it again, where here you have some room, you could trade, but again, probably I wouldn't, not probably, almost certainly, I wouldn't trade this. Targeting the lows here, or maybe try targeting the lows here with trailing stop loss. This could be 1.5, but this trade I wouldn't take. But here there are a couple extra things as trading ideas that I can show you. This inversion candle, which is a displacement, enters on the initial range. So this makes a reversion to the VWAP. And it can be 1-to-1, or you could target here, again trailing the stop loss. So moving on to Wednesday. Okay, this is a normal day. We have big range. We have a flip downwards, so we do not take as a trend downwards. Here we have a good displacement candle. You can take it early if you want to be aggressive, quick scalp, let's say for a couple of points. I wouldn't take. Here is the first flip, the first cross. So the entry would be here. We have, let's say, hammer, enough room upwards, but this trade I think failed. Even, okay, it hit 1-to-1, but yeah, you can put whatever you want as a risk to reward. You can trail, you can break even, you can do whatever you want. And then we have another flip, but most of the times, at that time, I'm not trading, especially when I see that in the beginning we have huge candles, but then the candles are getting smaller and smaller, and I cannot really understand where the trend is. As you can see, the VWAP is flat, so probably I wouldn't trade that. And Tuesday, the market goes down. We have big room here, big difference. The VWAP didn't went a lot, so we might trade towards the VWAP, which we have some good displacement candles that could play out. And then we have the first flip, which would be, of course, a loss, as you can see here. And then we have another flip towards the other side, probably for continuation downwards, which could be good trade. Maybe here, I don't know. Maybe here. Targeting, let's say, these lows can be 1-to-1, 1-to-5. 1-to-1, probably break even, or at least 1-to-1, depends on your criteria. And last day for Nasdaq on Monday, it was really choppy. Then we have a good flip and displacement for a quick scalp. But again, as I told you, I wouldn't take this. I would take the reversal because, again, it went to highs, it reverted. So I would look the lows. It came a bit late, the cross of the VWAP. So by entering here, we can target the lows. It could be 173. If you let a runner, it could reach up to 4 plus. So this is for Nasdaq. By checking, let's check gold as well. Let's go to today. Copy market today, we have a big cross here with a displacement. I didn't trade that today. I didn't like this market. So let's go to yesterday, same way, not no actual cross here. Let's go to Thursday. Thursday, it's an interesting day. We are going upwards. The EMA is still below, and it flipped here on the displacement, which it's a really good trade for continuation, which is not a reversal. To be honest with you, I didn't take this trade because I wasn't looking at the charts, but it could be a good trade, but not based on the rules we described. Let's check Wednesday. Wednesday, it happened again. We have a good trade flip going upwards. Tuesday, I wouldn't trade it. Again, this is a good example of continuation, even though it didn't play out. Here, though, it flipped. Okay, here is also, I think, my actual entry. I entered here on this candle. I had a stop loss here. To be honest with you, initially I was targeting the open, leave it empty towards the close, but I ended up closing at half risk reward looking at this or here, somewhere here, because with this displacement candle, but it reached up to 1.5 risk reward. But if you had traded, let's say, to this displacement or to the retest, as we said, retest would be awesome trade. But let's say for that you were waiting for the displacement reached 1.5. If you want a follow-up where I define and test a complete version, like as you can see here, I have the automated version in NinjaTrader with 1 to 3 risk to reward with a 12 exponential moving average instead of 9, and the rest remained exactly the same. This could be an example of equity curve. This is what I'm actually trading live. So yes, if you want a follow-up, please like and subscribe, and please comment below what you think of this. Thank you very much.